It's a good day to play the Talos Principle 2. Welcome to part 14, I believe. 14, yeah. Sorry that I haven't been active over the weekend. I was a little bit sick, so if I need to cough here and there, bear with me. But yeah. So last time we explored the city of New Jerusalem and discovered that um, Cornelius, I believe, is not there. So let's go back to the megastructure and explore the southern side, I believe. So let's go.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child, but your choices will determine the future.
Okay then.
Melville, are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Okay, so we need to find Byron, and I believe the south part of the island is unlocked. So let's go to the transport system and see what awaits us there. Whee! Okay. Yeah, South 1, 2, and 3. So let's begin with South 1, Southern Coast. The heavily eroded cliffs of the southern coast are surrounded by azure waters and dominated by a particularly unusual tower. Same as always, 8, 2, 1, and 2. So, yeah, let's do this.
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm going to need you to search for more. I'm sorry about that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream. Possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
All right. Ooh, this is nice. That's cool. It's like a waterfront. It's quite nice.
All right, 1K. In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Okay, so the lab is under us. This area is beautiful. It's so nice. Like a vacation place. But yeah, we have Pandora right there, and looks like she's connected to a pylon there, which should be visible from a different puzzle. So we'll need to connect the green there. Right now, though, puzzle number 1 is this way. So let's go and try and find it. But maybe we have the lab right here. Yeah. So first, let's check out the lab. When it's so close by. Okay, we have some art on the walls as well.
Look at this place. It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
I don't think that's what's happening. Corruption. It's just opening our eyes to the truth, I guess, or the history of Athena and Cornelius and Miranda. So I haven't been corrupted. Let's not be superstitious.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself. Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal. If this is all really the work of the Founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
Maybe we feel that we are not ready because we haven't been through the whole place. Like, this place is supposed to make us ready. Revealing information bit by bit. We don't understand it yet because we're not at the finish line just yet. So that's the magnetism again. So, from Thuya. Archived message. Dear Founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there is nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless when we can just watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together like people used to do. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did. But I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. 5358. Athena, Athena, Athena. Talos Principle 2b from Straton. On the Universe. A fragment from Straton's On the Universe. Amentus says, You have made quite the catalogue of horrors, Straton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Nicomachus says, Why must we listen to this? You know I have just eaten a heavy dinner? Straton replies, Because these things which are ugly must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Amentas, but are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If the gods exist, 34, the footnote, then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. It remains unclear whether Straton believed in the gods or used them solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. I thought that made us human. I thought what made us human was that we search for meaning. Perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning. Yeah. So this will overload us. Doema Project 8. So that's the continuation of the trials, yeah. So trials 3500 to 3700. There is a pattern underneath. And trials 3700 to 4600. New primary site. So they're moving bases. And they are discovering something. Just the initial read of 6 digits here tells me that there may be a lot more trials to come, but we'll see. And trials 4611 to 4699, lake water for cooling. So they found a problem, a solution to the problem of cooling systems. So they're using a whole lake as a cooling system. Interesting. Okay, so let's get corrupted.
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
Maybe that's what they discovered.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I fixed the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Alright, but we still have the pawn reader here. So from Thekla 2. Archived message. A beloved founder, years have passed and still there is nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you banned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies and something else. Please know that there are those who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set, and seek wisdom and humility as you taught. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return. Praise your name. Thekla. That's the person that we had an argument in the last episode. From Trebuchet. Founder, although I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem, I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I was unhappy. I was in fact extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. And that's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore. And when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. Thank you. Trebuchet. And paying the price. S.T. Sanyal. From the introduction to Portraits of the Martyrs by S.T. Sanyal. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard mocked for arguing that a rocket could reach the moon. Al Razi attacked for questioning the existence of humors. Barbara McClintock McClintock's discovery of transposition ignored for years. The list goes on. And we haven't even touched on what happens to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided as yet another narrative, identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has enormous personal cost. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does, but what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so I think that's everything for this laboratory. So let's get out there and solve some puzzles. Alright, number one is this way. And there's the Sphinx. And there is a pattern. So I'm guessing we need to find this pattern and activate it in this way. Looks like there's a wall there that we can drill through. So maybe from that puzzle. Let's see what that is. Yeah. Number one, let's see if there's anything new. Phase entry. So we can teleport. Alright. Well, I'm guessing that I need to take this and cannot send it through. And I think things with me. I can. So we can bypass these purple gates. Which means that I can put this teleporter here and send that through. And now that that is through, we have 2 items. And we can weigh down this. But we still need that. Because we have a teleporter there, we can just teleport with it. Awesome. Okay, so
I've
new
decoded
mechanic.
another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and Father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
Could you tell me more about her?
Listening to Miranda talk about beauty made me think. Okay, this might be super weird and kind of pretentious, but I honestly mean it. What is beauty? Like, where does it exist? Is it just in our minds? Or is there some objective component, something quantifiable? I always thought it was just perception, but if I understand her correctly, Miranda sees beauty as a property of the universe itself.
I mean, if nobody is there to perceive the beauty, then the beauty does not exist, in my opinion. But it's not just because we perceive it, because some people have a different relationship to things that they like. So I think that beauty exists in the interaction between the self and the world and how the interaction happens.
Interesting. So the more humans there are, the more we spread across the world, the more beauty there is.
Sure.
But then, doesn't it follow that it's our duty as a species to grow? To make the universe more beautiful?
I agree. Yes, imagine sentience spreading across the galaxy, and as it does, the cosmos coming alive with beauty.
That's a really powerful image.
Hmm.
Beauty flowering in the universe as intelligence spreads. Thank you. I hope you're right.
I wanted to ask you about something else. What's your analysis of the southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural desert, basically just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output. New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
I mean, it spoke about using the lake as a cooling system, so maybe that heat transfers into the lake and it heats up the entire region. Do you think Byron is okay?
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful.
Or maybe this old desert is just, you know, an evaporated lake. So it used to be a lake, but now it's a desert. I don't know. Did you know Cornelius?
Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive and the simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
Yeah. People are more than they appear to be. Let's not sow discontent.
Yeah. Even after centuries, they can still surprise you.
What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only have a handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions. There's a reason Melville's always complaining. Societies unwilling to invest effort and resources into their infrastructure cannot remain functional. When you put it like that, it seems hard to argue. More and more stuff isn't working anymore, and eventually there will be consequences.
That's the thing that I agreed in New Jerusalem as well, with the power. Yeah. Miranda said that the fundamental language of reality is a kind of music. Thoughts?
I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I hope it's true.
What kind of music do you like, by the way?
Okay, this may sound like a robot joke, but I love heavy metal, especially the more melodic kind. It's big, it's epic, it's full of emotion. You can really get lost in it. Actually, I named Bruce after Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer of Iron Maiden. They used to call him the air raid siren, which is also what my Bruce sounds like.
That's all. Thanks, Ikut. Yeah, I think heavy metal or metal in general is one of my favorite styles as well. I kind of listen to most music, but yeah, metal in general is really fun. And as he said, you can really get lost in it. It's usually, you know, deep topics, so I like to listen to it. But yeah, puzzle 2. Let's go there, and when we're there, let's try to look away. Let's try to find a way to make a hole in there as well. I mean, we could just from here, if we bring out a holder, which is here. Cool, so what can we do? We need a blue connection and a hole. We can get a red connection for a teleporter. And the only thing that we do have is this. We will do this once we have the teleporter out. For now, I think we should... Is there something there? No. How do we get the red here? So does this... No, this does not see anything here. But we can get inside and move it to a better spot. Once we're here, move this, and we can target this as well. Which means we get the teleporter. Set it outside. We teleport out with it. And we can also teleport out with this. What is there? A green connection. Okay. So somehow we get a green... There somewhere where the thing is connected. But yeah. Okay, so we need to make a hole. Bring the teleporter through. Take this so that we complete it. Alrighty. Now it looks like there's no connection there. Maybe there is. We'll get a... There's no... Oh. Okay. So I guess we connected... Don't fall. Okay. Connect up there. Okay, so we have green. So presumably on the other side of the mountain, we'll get to use that green in a way, in some way. Oh, okay, so we have two. So let's go number 3. Oh. Lift here.
One day, undoubtedly, an expedition will pass by this island. It will seek to document facts and statistics, to enumerate reasons for us not to look more closely. That is what we do now. We seek facts rather than truth. Because truth might frighten and unsettle the comfortable people who like to sit in their conference rooms and debate which corners we should cut today. These people like to imagine the chaos that could come one day, like a comforting fairy tale of distant darkness. But they do not see the chaos that is at our walls right now. The chaos that also lives within us. A force that is both necessary and appalling.
Okay, nothing up here. But, yeah. It's connected somewhere there. Inside the hand. I don't know. This is a nice environment. I like the bridges and everything. Melville.
What is it?
What's going on with the megastructure systems?
Now, I suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack. Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Have you heard anything from Byron at all?
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
Yeah. What can you tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and Cornelius just both vanish together?
If I had to guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
Thanks, Melville. Okay. Well, number 3. Through the wall. Alright, so we have 2 teleporters. Teleport in there. I go in there... I need to put this guy in here. Like this. Yeah. Oh.
Neatly done, 1K.
Thank you. Have I talked about the music yet? It's atmospheric, it's beautiful, it's just... I love the music of this game. Just pulls you right in. One of the reasons that I love playing this game. Okay, number 4. Let's continue down this road. Still no sign of where that connector is. A recording. Let's listen to that first.
In the early days, humankind lived in a world of unexplained wonders and terrors. The powers of the elements were understood in terms of gods and spirits. After all, how else could one explain thunderstorms and earthquakes? But as the realm of scientific knowledge expanded, the realm of the mystical began to shrink. The sacred grove, as Hegel wrote, was reduced to mere timber. But as superstition retreated, another thing was lost: meaning. In a purely mechanical universe, people yearned for the comfort provided by gods and spirits. But there was no way back.
But what about the beauty of the universe? The perfection of everything around us, couldn't they see that?
Not sure I can see that, Miranda. But I do think there was another way, a way forward instead of back. Faith not in an invisible world, but in ourselves, in each other, in the inherent value of consciousness and civilization. They never really found it, but I think that in those last months when their whole species was dying, they caught a glimpse of it. And that's how your mother was born.
We also have new things here. So, the system that runs all the tech on the island. Noema system. Pretty much all the tech on the island, from the puzzles to the megastructure, is run by a system called Noema. I've identified a number of obvious commonalities with the software we use in New Jerusalem, enough to be certain that Noema is descended from our own software, although Athena and Cornelius appear to have upgraded it quite extensively. Noema seems capable of interfacing directly with the user's mind at a deeper level than our own technology, although this functionality is not used consistently. Currently, guest users are locked out of all functions, so only 1K can access the system, although he's also locked out of any admin functionality. And because at this point, why not? teleportation. In some ways, teleportation is one of the less surprising things we've found here, in that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible. Of course, that's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous, without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, a release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation, which decay within fractions of a second. Someone's outside. Alcatraz.
Everything okay?
Yeah. What did Mayor Hermanubis say?
He blamed Byron for being headstrong and foolish, which I don't see it quite the same way, but it's easy to understand why the mayor would think that. It wasn't hard to convince him that we can't leave Byron behind, though. You may not agree with Herman on a lot of issues, 1K, but he's not a bad person. He's doing his best in a difficult situation.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people to take care of, so he's doing what he thinks is right. So I don't blame him for that. Do you think Byron is still alive?
I hope so. He's always been annoyingly hard to get rid of.
Do you believe it was wrong for our ancestors to create us? I don't know.
Why do you ask?
Because you seem very opposed to technology, and we are technology.
I'm not opposed to technology. I'm just opposed to trying to dominate everything. We can be part of the planet's history without having to be its masters.
Tell me about Cornelius.
He was the third to be born, after Athena and Eustathius. He was an important figure in New Jerusalem's early history, almost as important as Athena. But after she vanished, he faded into the background. I don't think anyone suspected he knew where she was.
What was he like as a person?
I didn't know him that well, but he was always very calm, very thoughtful. Everyone respected him.
Do you like text adventures?
I do. Although I prefer the term interactive fiction. It's better at capturing what this art form really is. Storytelling, but with a completely different underlying structure. As a category, it's more equivalent to poetry or the novel, rather than, say, film.
It is interactive. I like interactive things. That's why I play games, for example. Or D&D. It's just, you get your hands on something concrete, so that's nice. Cool.
Anything else?
What do you think about Miranda's terraforming efforts?
It makes me wonder why people always think they know better than nature.
What was Eustathius like? People rarely talk about him.
He was in charge of planning New Alexandria. It was his mistake that led to the disaster. After that, he retired from public affairs and dedicated himself to his studies.
Do you blame him?
Yes.
Do you ever think your beliefs are a response to what happened in New Alexandria? It's kind of a difficult question.
You mean, am I unduly influenced by my experiences? Unable to imagine the better future Byron wanted because I'm too traumatized? Could be. But I'd like to think I'm a little more self-aware than that.
No, it would seem too programmed if you didn't realize that. That's all I wanted to ask, thanks. Okay. He fixed it. He was clipping through the through the grunt. But yeah, he's a difficult person, this one. Yeah. An ancient anchor used by seagoing vessels. An early human invention designed to keep boats from drifting by making use of gravity. Anchors also carried many symbolic associations, like home. And these things, yeah, we have the pattern. Expedition Mega Thread. Please post your thoughts on the expedition in this thread and keep it civil. I think the powers that Athena has unlocked are world-changing, and it's our responsibility to use them to lessen suffering for all living things. We know, we heard your broadcast. To think we're being tested and Byron failed the test. I think, yeah. What happened to Byron was an accident. Is there a difference ultimately? Yes, there is. No one's actually seen Athena or Cornelius or Miranda at the megastructure. They could all still be aliens. It's Jacques, one of the two, sitting on the bench. I feel like we need to at least think about the potential of all these new technologies. Maybe the founder is trying to teach us how to use them. Yeah. Why is everything malfunctioning on the island now? Is it because of Byron? He was still logged into the system. His presence may be destabilizing it somehow. Or is Pandora? She seems to want to stop the team. I think it was 1K who suggested the entities might be part of some kind of security system. Could it be that the system has gone rogue? I've read about virus detection software or ancient human computers behaving like that, misunderstanding what's a threat and what isn't. Interesting. The choice of Pandora as a symbol cannot be accidental, and the message is obvious. The megastructure is Pandora's box, and we should not open it. I think the entities are just part of our experience. They're designed to challenge us mentally, to think about stuff, and in turn making us think about the potential of these different technologies as well, through the imageology that they are representing. Pushing through. Okay. Somehow we'll go to that end, I believe. Maybe. Alrighty. So we have a red. We cannot put that there. What's there? A box. Cool. Now we no longer need that door. We cannot activate this. We can activate this. The only thing here is a box. And we need two more things. Okay, it should be possible to do that. Take this outside. It's not possible to teleport there. Okay, so somehow we just, yeah. But yeah, we didn't need to do that.
You know, a couple of years back, we went on a scavenging expedition to an ancient industrial complex south of New Jerusalem. It was enormous, sprawling, an area many times bigger than our whole city, just dedicated to manufacturing. It was incredible to think about the sheer variety of things they produced. And it made me realize how austere, how restricted our lives are. You know how most ancient structures are overgrown? It's kind of pretty, but in a sad way. Well, this one wasn't. There had been some kind of chemical spill. I don't know if it happened while the structure was still operational or if something had just rotted through, but it killed everything. Even centuries later, nothing could grow. It didn't have to happen that way, and history doesn't have to repeat itself. But we do have to remember that it did happen once.
Remembering is half the battle. So I guess, yeah, number 5. We have a connector reversed, and we see the green. So theoretically, it should be possible to connect there. However, we do not have any connector here. We have a jammer. We have a teleporter. And we need I would think this jammer in here. That's another teleporter. Do that. Alrighty. Private message. Somnodrome. 1000. We need to talk. I was troubled by your stated intentions for the Somnodrome. That mission is essential to our moral development, but its secrets are squandered unless I can study it. I said that I would then use it, but I mean it should be studied, but I'm still deciding where I stand. That's true. Think carefully. 1000. I know there's a soul of pure intention within you. I'm sorry to see that you're trying to fight it. If you do find a working device, you must inform me immediately. This may be your best chance to banish evil for good. I don't like you saying banishing evil, so maybe I'm not on your side. This is not about exercising the devil or anything. Okay. Maybe I can somehow reach that from there. Yes. Pandora. Okay. 6 is up. 7 is next. I will not be able to reach it from here. Translocator. This opens up both of these. Both of these are out. We are in. Okay, that wasn't that hard. It was quite easy as well. Just stop and take a picture. Yeah, that's just beautiful. I never cease to be amazed by the beauty of this planet. Yeah. Without our perception, it's just nature. But we give it value by perceiving it. By having emotions altered by that view. The beauty is inside of us. A vehicle known as a van. An ancient vehicle capable of transporting multiple individuals or additional equipment commonly used by workmen. Or teenagers on a road trip. Okay, so 7 is through here. That is a lost puzzle. Aerial warp. Okay, so this activates the fan. This also activates a fan. Okay. Then we need a box to get up get up here? No. We'll need a box. So let's do the same trick here. We're locked in. Now that we are out here, we can get a box. Now that we have this, we have everything. I can get out. I just send the box out. I think so. I just put this down. So get this. But I also need that. Okay, that should be easy. Oh, no. Just need to drop it down. Now I have everything. So now we need a box. But I need that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can do this. I can just take the box. Awesome. A matter of taste. Witnessing all this incredible technology discovered by the expedition has given me an idea for something we could do if we had the resources and the energy. Are you ready for this? Taste buds. Seriously, how have we gone for so long without something our ancestors considered so essential? Don't you want to know what pizza tastes like? What it's like to eat chocolate? To have an apple? What the deal is with fizzy drinks? I mean, come on. Sounds fun. The sheer range of new experiences, it's almost overwhelming just to imagine it. Please, please, let this happen. Why change ourselves when we are what we were meant to be? You know, we're all upgraded, right? This isn't our original design in the first place. And what's next? We start killing animals again just for the pleasure of tasting them? We cover the earth in fields like our ancestors did? Subjugate the natural world for our own greed? Hmm. Enriching our conscious experience makes the universe more aware of its own splendor. I think if there is a chance, I mean, if there's no cooking, if there's no tasting things, that's one gajillion wonders that you cannot experience. Same as hearing, same as sensing, tasting the wind and everything, smelling things. So, yeah, I think it's good. Beautiful put 1K. We could do smelling too. Yeah, I'd like to know what cat fur smells like. And after that, new senses that old school humans never had. The possibilities are endless. The 5 senses. Plus a couple more. What could go wrong? Okay. So let's do 7. I think this will be the one that we can... no, probably will not be possible from here. Okay, so we need a jammer. There's a jammer right there. That is a teleporter.
extremely convoluted.
But manageable. Okay. Yeah. Let's go out. Let's do 8. Another recording in the distance. And here we have the terminal. Chernyshevsky 009 on nature. From Arkady Chernyshevsky's In Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. The question of our relationship with nature has bedeviled us since the earliest days of our species. Since before the first city was built, we felt that there was something different about us. Animals, we intuited. Animals, we intuited, were part of nature, we were not. But of course, humans clearly are the products of nature, our history intertwined with that of every other species. In fact, the very notion of the unnatural is a contradiction in terms. Everything that exists must, by definition, be natural. So this view, no matter how common, is deeply paradoxical. This paradox has produced a great deal of confusion. Some proclaim us chosen by a divine power, set above all other creatures, and are justly accused of arrogance. Others proclaim us sinners, worse than other creatures, and are rightly accused of misanthropy. Others yet try to oppose this binary by saying that we are merely animals after all, but that too is manifestly wrong, in that no other animal is capable of having this conversation. It is in the contentious issue of our impact on the ecosphere that an answer may be found. Other animals have accidentally terraformed the planet before, driving other species to extinction. This is not unnatural. If we continued our current path, even to the point of changing the climate enough to cause the collapse of civilization, that would be entirely in keeping with how animals behave. But there is one profound way in which we are not like animals. We can learn to understand ourselves and the world. It is this knowledge that makes us fundamentally different. We have choices. We have control. There are many today who are afraid of the consequences of control and would prefer a return to a state of animal ignorance, whether by blinding ourselves to the impact of our actions or by demanding we humble ourselves before nature. This is the response of an adult in crisis who wishes for a return to childhood. But this can only ever be regressive in every sense of the word. To resolve the paradox of nature, we must act as adults, accept our power, and act consciously and deliberately in shaping the world. We must become nature, and nature must become human. This is the heart of the matter, lifting up the world rather than lowering ourselves. But why do so many people so badly want to lower themselves? Do they want to, or is it simply a convenient pose to strike? Yeah. Upgrade. We upgraded the lab with my new designs. Synthesizing some of the pieces took longer than expected. We still have some bugs to iron out when it comes to complex structures, but it worked. Now the labs are safer and prettier, although Father says that they look too much like spaceships. I don't see it, do you, Miranda? Yeah, that megastructure looks like a spaceship a little bit. Trevor 07.
Today, we were delighted to be visited by a bunch of protesters, these voluntary extinction weirdos who think we're creating soulless monstrosities that will destroy the planet. They broke into the facility and started yelling at everyone. Fun, 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 right? Then one of them lunged at Alex. Big mistake. Chernyshevsky grabbed the guy and literally threw him across the room. I mean, almost threw him all the way off the dam. After that, the rest of them had a change of heart. Now, I'm telling you this because mostly it is not like that. But these people do exist. And somewhere in their shriveled little souls, they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they're being righteous. Now, to me, what Alex is trying to do is an obvious good. But that's not the same for everyone.
Yeah. Depends. It always depends. Okay. So it's the golden puzzle. An electronic game. Arcade machine. Devices such as this one were commonly used to play games in public fora. This particular unit allows users to play Serious Sam, a well-regarded but less-known follow-up to Crow Team's hugely popular Football Glory series. Crow Team is the creatives behind the Talos Principle, so nice of them to plug themselves into the game.
Father, I updated the Noema algorithm. It's working twice as fast now, and I think I can increase matter output by 25% if I tweak the modulator a little. I'm so excited.
Nice to meet you, so excited. I'm Cornelius.
What? Oh, Dad, this is science.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for the right moment.
Nice dad jokes. Switch. Okay, so this look like the pillars. This is the empty corner. It's in the top right, so we have to look at it from this way. And the active one are 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 2, 1, 3, 4, 3. Okay. So we've got the star. It looks like the other puzzle is right there. So the entrance is probably right over there. So let's try to run around and get there. Okay, so that's gonna be the golden puzzle. Cool. Well, we still haven't found the way to connect that ring to that thing. And I believe we'll have to go through multiple levels. Which means... let's go get our star first.
When the heavens are silent, what is a prophet and what is a tyrant?
Find you guys once I find something. I think I'll be wandering around this area for quite a while, so yeah, I'll see you guys when I find something. I think I may have found it. Yeah. So yeah, so it's in puzzle 4. I thought it was behind this rock, but it's up on this ledge. You can just barely see the upside down thing right there. I tried to send the signal right down there. I think it's 8, the final one. But obviously that didn't that didn't work. Okay.
If humankind had no more cause for war, it would make war for sport instead.
Well, now we just have 2 question marks left. So let's see what they are. The first one is right there in the distance. Okay, so this is one of them. So that's the terminal. I guess I haven't gone to it. Beautiful view. Santin Chalk Idiki Denexe. LNK, City by the Sea. When I realized it was over, it was all really over for good. I decided to take one last trip to my favorite places before the symptoms got too much. I could never forgive what they did to Chalkidiki, this incredible wild, rugged place between mountain and sea, with pine trees all the way down to the water. The colors, the vistas, the sheer overwhelming beauty of it all. And they just built all over it. Hideous hotels sprawling like tumors, obscene beach bars blaring their awful music across the sea, even in Kavuro tribes. It was impossible not to hate humanity a little for it. The idea of all of it returning to nature, of the hotels gradually sinking back into the reed fields, was moving and beautiful. But then I went back to Thessaloniki, and for all the ugliness inflicted upon that city, the idea that people would no longer meet up beneath the Komara or go for long, ambling walks on the promenade or for crepes on Platea Navarino was unbearably sad. The idea of the rotunda just standing there empty after being a sacred place for so many centuries, it made me remember that it's not just beaches and forests that are beautiful, that cities can be more than just streets and noise. Cities can have histories and personalities, and that means something. Who am I writing this for? Do I believe there will be survivors after all? Do I think that crazy robot project I heard about will actually work out? Do I hope that aliens will come to our planet one day and wonder who we were? The truth is that I don't know, but there is something in the love we feel for the beautiful things that we build, as much as in our revulsion towards unnecessary destruction, that matters. Why didn't our ancestors understand that you can build in ways that make an area more beautiful instead of ruining it? Even if all they cared about was personal benefit, wouldn't that benefit them more? In the long run, yes, but people rarely think about the long term consequences, especially if there's an incentive to act immediately. And yet, most of them were unhappy with the results. Couldn't they see that it was within their control to act differently? Yeah, I mean, if you're on Earth for a limited time and you don't care about the future, then you don't have you don't have any motive to make things that you build beautiful. But if you are an immortal being, like these robots here, of course they have the incentive to make it beautiful because they will be staring at it for a longer period of time. So yeah, sometimes it's just humans being greedy. Problem solving. LD Armand. Solving the wrong problem. From LD Armand's Can you point me in the direction of a better timeline? Humans are problem solvers, is a quote frequently associated with my friend Alexandra Drennan. It's become a meme on the internet, used both ironically and not. Though Alexandra, of course, is entirely earnest in her dedication to humanity, it's a great thought and vital to understanding our species. But it's also not entirely as simple as that. Take, for example, the recent extinction of the orangutan and the ensuing conversation about the dangers of unknown pathogens released by human activity. Most of us agree that a problem exists, and significantly, most of us believe that something ought to be done about it. So we've identified the problem and we have collectively decided to act. So why is nothing happening? That's a serious question. A great deal of effort is expended on raising awareness, but I would like to suggest that sometimes our problem solving impulses can get stuck on the wrong goals. Awareness is not the issue. We've already convinced people that something needs to change, so if nothing changes, we have to wonder, why is the will of the people not being translated into action? She's also capable of being devastatingly sarcastic, but that's another story for another book. Maybe the problem was that they didn't have enough hope. They could see the problems, but they couldn't imagine that one day those problems could be solved. It's easy for people to get so lost in the problems of the present that they think nothing will ever change. They lost hope because the historical circumstances they found themselves in encouraged despair. That in turn meant the conditions could not change. How do you go against history itself? And the founding, from Hypatia again, day 372. Yemo died today. One moment he was there, welding a joint on the upper levels of the tower, and the next he was gone. One careless step, that's all it took. Athena brought him to the dam, but even Cornelius couldn't help. Yemo is gone. Now there's only 12 of us. I think about Yemo every day. So do I. You did nothing wrong. You weren't even there. I was.
This is a design for an improved charging station. Fascinating, but not relevant.
Alright, and the last question mark, it's over yonder. Right over there. We'll just have to hop down. There. So yeah, minimalism. Okay, so we have a jammer. We have a fan. With that fan, we need to this fan up. So that we may open this. And get up with the jammer. Okay. Now that we have a jammer, we have everything here. Okay, not difficult. especially with the jammer being accessible. Okay, so I believe that is everything from here. Yeah, that is everything. All right. So let's go back to the arch and let's complete the let's complete this area. So I can go through here. There we go. Something under the water. A flying vehicle of war, a bomber plane. It is remarkable that our ancestors achieved the ability to fly, and equally remarkable that one of their first applications of this newfound power was to use it to commit war crimes. We'll use anything for war. It's the human species. Okay. Well... There we go. Now the second part. So we're going to the left a lot. There we go. So who's here? The Sphinx.
Welcome back, creature of clay. The forge burns bright, but the sky is troubled with clouds. A mortal has ascended Olympus without the permission of Zeus.
Byron? Tell me the fate of mortals who trespass.
Your friend wanders in dreams, caught between moments. He stands upon the bridge between yesterday and tomorrow, his eyes fixed upon the surface of the sun, and so the workings of Olympus are disrupted. Pandora, fearing the wrath of the gods, has broken the paths to ascension.
How can the trespasser be freed?
Only Prometheus can help you, for he has always favored humankind over the gods, and would see Olympus pass into your hands. But he is bound in the heart of the mountain. Break his chains, and he will show you the way.
I think it's safe to assume that Olympus is the entity's term for the megastructure. It looks like our best chance of rescuing Byron is finding Prometheus and freeing him.
How do you free a weird, glowing ghost thing?
I suspect these entities exist within the megastructure systems, and what we're seeing is just how they manifest to communicate with us.
I don't really care what they are. For now, let's play along.
All right. Looks like that's what we'll have to do next, is go into the megastructure after lighting up 2 more towers and free Byron via freeing Prometheus. Okay then. But this marks the end of this world, I believe. The end of South 1. So thank you very much again for watching this episode. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you want to comment something, tell me anything, you can drop a comment. And if you would like to know when the next episode comes out, you can even subscribe and hit the notification bell. So yeah, thank you again for watching this episode of the Talos Principle 2, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.